How do I manage my money as a young carer? As a young carer, having a clear idea of how your household's money is spent can significantly enhance your well-being and mental health. Managing your money on top of all your other commitments, both as a young person and a young carer, can understandably feel overwhelming. You may perceive tracking your expenses as yet another task on your long to-do list, but this investment can pay off both in the short and the long term. We as human beings can really struggle to appreciate how quickly small expenses can add up. A couple of lunches, snacks or fizzy drinks here and there can quickly add up to the same amount you pay for your monthly energy usage. So why not start budgeting now? If possible, commit the next 20 minutes to following the key actions presented in this video. Step 1. Be kind to yourself. Following a budget is challenging for many people, if not everyone. With everything you need to juggle, it is completely normal to not always follow through. But one step at a time, you'll feel more comfortable with your new budgeting habit and realize how useful it is. Step 2. Gather any bills and bank statements you can find to use as supporting documents. Whether you are doing a family budget or a personal one, gather as many proof of income and expenses documents as you can. If you do not have access to any, simply note down any relevant bills or receipts you can think of and try to store these documents the next time you see or receive one. Step 3. Define your monthly income and essential expenses. First, calculate the total amount of money available each month. This includes any salaries and cash benefits you or your household may receive. You could ask for help from your local charity or council, as they may know what you could be entitled to. Then, have a look at the essential expenses. If budgeting for a family, essential expenses might include rent, food, energy, internet and phone bills, council tax, and medication costs. On top of these expenses, try to roughly estimate a buffer amount, as some essential expenses, such as home repairs, are simply unforeseeable. If you're having a hard time coming up with an estimate, see if you can ask someone you trust for their input. Remember, your first budget does not have to be perfect, and it is completely normal to adjust it over time. 4. Review what you have left. By subtracting your essential expenses from your income, you can see whether you have enough money to cover all of them. If so, amazing! You can now think about how best to use the money left. Would you like to save for a particular goal, such as a family holiday or laptop? Or do you want to add extra categories to your monthly budget, such as going to the cinema or a restaurant? If you do not have enough money to cover your essential expenses, know that you are not alone in this. Here are 2 tips you might want to consider. Firstly, ask for help from your local charity or council. And secondly, look for ways to reduce your household bills. Did you know that many people could be saving money by shopping around? You and your family may be able to save money on your phone, utility or internet bills by comparing deals online. Often, contracts are set for a fixed amount of time, such as 12 or 24 months, but companies usually automatically renew them on a monthly basis after that. They can then charge you a higher price than they did under your old contract, while you could find a better, cheaper deal with a competitor. Unfortunately, loyalty is not often rewarded, so have a look at your current contracts and bills. Switching provider could save you a lot of money each year. Final step. Plan a regular moment to update your budget and track your expenses. Tracking your expenses on a weekly basis, rather than monthly, is ideal. Not only does it allow you to quickly figure out whether your budget is realistic, but most people also find it easier to motivate themselves to spend 10 minutes each week updating their budget than spending an hour each month. Of course, there is no one-size-fits-all, so feel free to experiment to find what works best for you. Also, think of whether you would prefer to budget on paper or digitally. We asked young carers, Adiba and Leah, about their experiences with budgeting.
Budgeting has always been an issue for me. We're not really taught anywhere on how to do it, and it's something everyone figures out on their own.
We don't budget much on the young carer side of things, as my brother gets his medication for free, as he can't work due to his disabilities. The only thing we budget for really is what everyone else does, so the bills, and when we go away on holiday we save up for that as well, so it makes a great 2-week holiday when we go camping.
The time I used a price comparison site is when I helped my parents with things like utility bills and car insurance.
The only time we use price comparison sites is when we try looking for car insurance, internet broadband, utility bills, and when we need like a new washing machine for example, we will use them to find the best prices and what's good for the prices, and especially if it will benefit us as young carers for my brother, if there's any other things that can help benefit him.
Here's a summary of our top tips. Firstly, follow our 5-step budgeting guide to take control of your expenses. Don't hesitate to ask for help from your local charity or council. You could be eligible for more financial support than you think. Finally, check if any of your household's contracts have ended, including those for your energy supply and internet connection, as you could be paying more than you should.